Ever wonder how to put together a beautiful gallery wall like the designers do? If so, stick around and I'll show you how to put one together easily in a few simple steps. Hi design enthusiasts, I'm Val Malnar with Orange Tree Interiors and welcome to Design Refresh. This is where I help you breathe new life into your home through interior design. Today, I'm going to teach you how to create a gallery wall using art, photos, or anything else that floats your boat to create a stylish statement area in your home. Make sure you hang around to the end of this video to gain access to my free gallery wall templates and how-to guide. And for the best interior design tips and advice, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified each time I release new content. Let's get started then. Before diving in, I suggest you get all the supplies you need ready so you're not running around the house looking for things. This will make the project go more smoothly. All right, so what you'll need for hanging your gallery wall is a few things. You'll want to get some craft paper, or if you don't have craft paper, like I didn't have handy, you can use wrapping paper at the back of it. And if you have wrapping paper with grid marks on the back, that's all the better. It'll help you line things up. You could also use newsprint in a pinch, but you know, your hands will get a bit grimy, so be mindful of that. You'll also need some wall safe tape, such as painter's tape, or you can get Scotch brand tape as well. You'll need some nails and a hammer, or you may need screws, drywall plugs, and a screwdriver, depending on your situation. And lastly, a measuring tape. You'll also want to make sure that you have all your art and photo frames ready, preferably with all the photos already inserted inside, so that when we're laying things out, you'll have a better visual sense of how things are going to look once they're up on the wall. Okay, so once you have everything ready, roll out your craft paper or wrapping paper, and I'm going to show a better picture of this later. It's just hard to do while I'm on camera, but you'll roll it all out. And you'll take that tape. Now you can roll it out on the floor or on a table or a desk, as I'm using right here right now, but just a flat surface, any surface will do. And tape down the edges so it's not rolling away on you, because that can happen if it's in a roll, that's for sure. It's already trying to do that on me. Okay, tape it down. And then, oops, here we go, bear with me one sec. There we go. There we go. Okay, once you have your paper all laid out, then grab your art and photo frames and whatever else it is that you're going to be hanging up and start placing them out on the paper in a pleasing manner. If you have frames that are all the same size, this is going to be a lot easier for you than someone who's doing a random arrangement. The key thing to note here is you want to stay between 1 inch and 6 inches apart from each other with the frames. Anything more than 6 inches and the design is going to feel disconnected. And anything less than 1 is just going to feel too cramped. I actually suggest doing 2 to 3 inches between each frame, but that's a guideline for you to follow. Okay, so I'm just going to start randomly placing mine out. I'm not using frames that are all the same. Mine are all different sizes, different colors, and different materials. And that's just fine. It's all personal preference. So I'm just going to place it all out how I think I might like how it looks. And I know you can't see this right now, folks, and that's fine. I'm sorry about that. I don't have the space, but I will take a picture of it to show you in just a moment. Go ahead and make a few arrangements if you like. I actually suggest you do that. It's a good idea because then it helps you to determine what you will like best once it's on the wall. Sometimes it's best if you look at it from a different perspective. So make an arrangement, take a photo of it, make another arrangement, take a photo of that one, and continue on until you don't like the arrangement anymore. I suggest working with your largest piece and then working outwards. I find that's the easiest. It's kind of becomes your focal point for the arrangement, and then you can work with all the other pieces to make it look cohesive. One thing to note is if you are using frames that are different sizes and different colors and different materials, you want to make sure that the arrangement seems balanced. So, you know, don't put all the materials and all the sizes together. Mix and match and distribute things out evenly. So for example, I've got 2 gray frames here, and I've got a white and an off-white frame here, and then I've got 2 brown frames and 1 black frame. But I've put, you know, one of the gray frames in the top left and one in the bottom right, and then the white one in the bottom left and the off-white one in the middle right, and then the brown ones, one in the center and one in the top right, and so that the whole design feels kind of balanced and like it goes together. Okay, so I think I have what I think will look nice on my wall. So I'm ready to move on to the next step. But before I do, let me know in the comments if all of this is making sense so far. What we're going to do next is we're going to trace our arrangement out onto the paper. Then we have 2 options. We can either, 1, take the entire sheet of craft paper and tape it up on the wall where we plan to put it, or 2, we can cut each individual piece out and place them up on the wall individually. Now that takes a little bit more work, but it's beneficial if you end up putting the craft paper on the wall and you don't like the arrangement. What I'd like to suggest is that we do option 1 first. We take the entire sheet of paper, put it up on the wall, then if we don't like it, we can cut around all the trace marks and move everything around individually to get the perfect arrangement. Make sense? If it does, let me know in the comment section below. Before you go ahead and hang all your art and frames and whatever else you decided you want up in your gallery wall, you want to figure out the height at which to hang them at. However, with an arrangement such as this, it's a little bit more complicated than hanging a single art piece. In general, you always want to hang things 57 inches on center. What does that mean? Basically, it means that you want to hang your art or photo frames so that the vertical center is 57 inches off the ground. So to help with this, I've created some calculations that will help you determine where 57 at center is. The first thing you're going to want to do is measure the height of your art, or in this case, gallery grouping, from top to bottom. In this example, we know the height is 27 inches high. So then what you want to do is divide the height of your art or your gallery grouping by 2. So 27 inches divided by 2 is 13.5 inches. Now you want to add that 13.5 inches to 57 to determine where the center of the art or gallery grouping should hang. So 13.5 plus 57 inches is 70.5 inches. So now we know that the art or gallery grouping is going to be hung so that the center lies at 70.5 inches off the floor. But we're not done yet. Now we want to know where to actually place the nail or screw. So what we do is we measure the distance from the top of the art or photo frame to the hanging hardware on the back of the art or photo frame. It should be no more than a couple of inches. So in this example, the top of the hanging wire is taut at 2 inches from the top of the photo frame. So now we take that 2 inches and we subtract it from 70.5 to get 68.5. That's where we're going to place our first nail or screw. Find the horizontal center of your art or photo frame and then poke the nail or screw right through the craft paper or wrapping paper, as I used, the 2 inches down from the 70.5 inches, so 68.5 inches in this case, so that once you pull the paper away, the mark on the wall is already there and you know exactly where the reference point is to start hanging everything. I actually suggest that you repeat this process for each photo frame or art piece so that installation is super easy. Just an FYI, 57 inches on center is the average eye level for most people, and therefore it's an ideal reference point for hanging art and photos. This standard applies to almost every size of art, so you're good to go. That said, if your family and the people that you spend the most time with are quite a bit taller than the average person, you have a little bit of leeway. You could hang things a little bit higher. But as a general rule of thumb, 57 on center is a great place to start. If all of this still sounds a little bit confusing, then download my free gallery wall templates and how-to guide. The link is in the description below. Okay, folks, that's pretty much it. I hope you found these tips helpful, and I wish you all the luck in creating your gallery wall. If you liked this video, hit the like button and share it with your fellow design enthusiasts or DIYers. And if you're interested in getting more helpful tips, then subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified every time I release new content. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, happy decorating!